And we start with breaking news and a major escalation in the fight against the Islamic terrorist group ISIS. Gruesome video released today of the terrorists murdering a Jordanian pilot who had been part of the U.S.-led air campaign targeting ISIS.
And late tonight comes word that Jordan has executed 2 prisoners with ties to the terrorists in response. CBS 4's Lauren Pastrana is following all the late-breaking details. She joins us now live in the studio. Lauren.
Erica, Rick, one of the prisoners killed is Sajida al-Rishawi. She's the failed suicide bomber the Jordanian government said it would free in exchange for the pilot downed in ISIS territory. Now that pilot is dead, and it seems Jordan is delivering on its promise of a swift and lethal response.
The highly produced video runs about 22 minutes. Using multiple camera angles and effects, it purports to show 26-year-old Jordanian pilot Moaz al-Kazasbeh walking toward a certain death. ISIS extremists force him to walk through what they say is destruction caused by U.S.-led airstrikes. Al-Kazasbeh appears to be locked in a cage and burned alive. The pilot was captured in December when his F-16 crashed in Syria. ISIS tried to use him as leverage to gain the release of a female attempted suicide bomber on death row in Jordan. Jordanian authorities said they needed proof their pilot was still alive. Al-Kazasbeh's father was in a tribal meeting when he received word his son was killed. Jordan's King Abdullah II was in Washington when he got the news. He called ISIS fighters cowards that do not belong to Islam. President Obama said ISIS is only interested in death and destruction.
It's just one more indication of the viciousness and barbarity of this organization.
It's unclear when this latest video was made, but it comes just 3 days after the purported beheading of a Japanese journalist and 5 months after the murder of South Florida journalist Steven Sotloff. In the streets of Amman, Jordanians are calling for revenge. Meanwhile, Florida lawmakers are demanding action.
You can't negotiate with madmen. It's time for us to have the Congress come forth to authorize the use of military force.
Jordan, which is a staunch U.S. ally, had originally offered to release the failed female suicide bomber in return for the pilot, and in doing so, it became the first government to publicly negotiate with ISIS. Now, both the pilot and that attempted female suicide bomber are dead. Live in the studio, Lauren Pastrana, CBS 4 News Tonight.